Hello, 306 subscribers. I am Chillmonger, and this is my all-time favorite movie on the back of the cover. Ironheart 12 was pretty good too. It was a good conclusion because it included everything prior and then culminated at issue number 12. This was an ending and everything we needed. So with Bendis and with Ewing, we got two different portrayals naturally. Let's start with Bendis. Bendis was, here's the character, Ironheart, and you put her in Marvel. She was reacting to what's going on with S.H.I.E.L.D. She was reacting to Latveria, reacting to Doom, reacting to Tony's absence. She's just reacting to the universe around her, champions, everything's coming at her, and she coped with it. And then this was more so, who is she? Like the character herself, learning about her family members, all of the family members, friends, her supporting cast. She's making new friends over here. She's rubbing off on Wakandans in a positive way. She's rubbing off again on Chicago in a positive way. This is all. This is the Riri Williams Ironheart. That's all that was. So that's what we succeeded in doing, getting into her head, especially in this comic. When we get to the middle, actually, I can do anything I want on my comic book channel. Let's just jump to the middle, where she's like in this place. She's in the wellspring of power, and she's thinking, "Well, I always knew that there was evil in me, and now it was confirmed to her just because her dad was a villain, and that evil that is in me, just like I always knew it was. Is that so? You are bad? It's the truth." And she's feeling all sour for herself, and her inner self is replying to her, the truth? The truth? You are right, Riri. And by the way, this is the middle page. This is where the two staples are. Yeah? And it just happens to be the double page spread. That means people out here are planning. So shout out to Eve Ewing for doing that. But this was her searching in her soul to see if she's the good guy or the bad guy. And apparently there's a future where she's trimming the bushes over here. What? No. You're not. You're gonna be the leader of the Avengers, Riri Williams. That's what you're gonna be doing in the future. And then we get a flashback to her past about those with courage that live in fear. Yeah, those who live in. I know it. I memorized it. Those who move in courage make the path for those who live in fear, and that's from Harriet Tubman. Um, I watched that movie the same week that I read this comic book. It was trippy, but it was necessary seeing her chatting with her dad. And they executed so much in here. If you were to ask me what I would do with Ironheart, I'd probably make her more Chicago centered. But I also would have included her with Wakanda too, like literally Wakanda, specifically that place. I would want her to have a relationship with Shuri. I would want her to move out of Tony's shadow, which she did. And then another thing that I would have wanted, which I believe happened here, when she falls into the wellspring of power and she pops up powered, I would have had her get new powers. She can still be Ironheart. She could start. She's still going to be Riri Williams, but she doesn't need to be Ironheart anymore. Next story is what I would do with her is have a spat with Tony Stark, and at the end of it, he can say, "Okay, see you later, heart." Just dropping the iron as if he took it away from her, and she'd have to be her own thing. And I would probably give her powers that have something to do with the heart. This got something to do with the brain, because when she dipped in here, and I'm all over the place in my review, the AI was saying, "Riri, what's happening? Your entire neural network." And Ironheart cuts her off. She's like, it's like I can see things that are happening. So she's talking, stuttering, or she's speaking like a robot. When it rewinds and says something, rewinds and says something again like that. I think putting those two things together, seeing that she's glowing, she can see things before they happen. My guess, and this is a challenge for the comment section, what do you think her new powers are? Actually, pause this video, literally think of it, because I don't want to influence you with my opinion. So write down your comment section, and this is what I think her power is. Sharingan. Ooh, it slipped between my legs and it fell on the floor. Thankfully, I'm not a comic book collector who gets things CGC'd. She can feel pain, I believe, and her senses like react to it. So let's say it's a punch in my face. She, like 3 seconds before that punch comes, her sensors go off. Like, pain is about to happen right here on this cheek. A punch is coming, and she knows to duck it. And that's how she got that uppercut on Midnight's Fire over here. Looks like she creamed him. Where's the picture where she punched him? Pretty cool. It'll be this one here. Like she got Midnight's Fire taken care of, eh? And that's beautiful because he was like our first villain from issue number 3 actually. Just some random ninjas in issue 2, wasn't it? So that's what I think her powers are. If you have a better idea, please share it in the comment section. Yeah, this did a good job of concluding everything. The Ant-Man and Wasp story. The Wasps, with the thing being nauseous. Remember when she had Xavier in her hair, and we all laughed at that joke about you better not get my hair messy or vomit, because when you go and you grow and you shrink, you get nauseous. And that's actually why she gets woozy over here and dips into the Wellspring of Power, holding the Stone of Hollow, which is reference to the Doctor Strange tie-in. Eclipse is a reference to her own tie-in, issue number 7's comic book. Everything in here was mentioning things from before. And of course, Silhouette, Okoye, and Shuri was things that we established in earlier comics more recently. And then we all just collide over here. Her family, her dad, everything came to a conclusion. Like, that doesn't happen enough. Happy endings are a rarity over here. And this was happy, and it made sense. And I'm going to use this opportunity to shit on Star Wars Episode 9 for not being happy and making sense. While they tried to make moments in that movie, they didn't achieve it because it didn't make sense. For example, the Han Solo part. I'll just leave it there. I don't want to spoil anything, even though we are 2 weeks out. 3 weeks, actually. It's the 3rd weekend now. Man, it was an enjoyable ride reading this whole comic book. The artwork did not disappoint. Seeing the dad backstory, it only took 2 pages, eh? He's over here donating his time and self to the cause. He wants to donate some blood, whatever it is, and gets experimented on. He gets trapped over there. How does he escape? Well, it turns out his powers are earth powers, so he just probably went into the floor and came out. Like 2 pages to explain. That's very efficient. And I don't feel like I'm missing out on so much information. No, I got it. Look, the conclusion here was we saved everyone in the world from this Wellspring of Power corrupting and ruining the galaxy. That was the conclusion that we got. No, we didn't get a conclusion with her father. He just kind of gets away. But that's what's next. We are not just closing everything Ironheart related. I'm sure we'll get the story built on. Not in Iron Man 2020 in her tie-in. But who knows, man. And who knows what's next for Eve Ewing. She could be writing Wakanda, Black Panther. Think about Ta-Nehisi Coates is at issue 19 right now, maybe. So he'll reach 24. That'll be in the summer. And then Eve Ewing picks up on Black Panther from there. It's like she was preparing for it. I want to see the Wellspring of Power be referenced in the Avengers comic, in somewhere else, in a Black Panther comic. Because apparently, it used to be like a Terrigen Mist, and used to have the Inhuman DNA was the only way you could be powered up. Now we got something where you just dip yourself into, you come out, and who knows what you're going to have. Great power comes great responsibility. Spider-Man was bit by a radioactive spider. Hulk got gamma radiation exploded on him. Captain America had a secret serum that no one is able to replicate. But this? You mean you can just pick and choose your heroes? That's significant. Can I see another comic book pick up on this? It's been a month. Can we get somebody to talk about how there's a Wellspring of Power in Wakanda? It's enough that it's in Wakanda, yes, okay. But let's get a Wakandan superhero. Let's get a Black Panther backup. And then maybe that Black Panther backup can go sour. And then they'll realize, oh, we can't just power everybody. Let's just stick to the way things are with our heart-shaped herb powering our Black Panther. Ooh, actually, you know what? Maybe this Wellspring of Power and the heart-shaped herb are somehow connected to each other. I don't know, but I don't write Marvel. But I make damn good ideas if I do say so myself. I almost don't want to end this review, because by ending this review, I admit that Ironheart is over. And that's sad. But I talked about everything, and I'm not one to be redundant. Beautiful emotional hug We got closure here. It's a good cover too by Vecchio, and it's good writing by Ewing, the best Ewing writing at Marvel. Even though I didn't like her Incoming. I felt the first 2 pages of that was wasting my time. Just get to the action. You got a chance. There's an audience here who is finally reading your work because not enough people were reading this. This is their debut to you, and you're talking about meaningless shit like talking about Amadeus Cho and how I'm happy you're back. Now you can do the work. They don't care about that. That's what you kids are doing over here on the Champions Mobile Bunker. Okay, well, I'm not missing out on anything. That's how they're reacting to that. I thought it was a missed opportunity. However, good comic book. Bye.